First of all, we need to understand what the digital era or the digital age means, and it is a period in human history characterized by the shift from traditional industry to an economy based on information and communication technologies. Basically, this means that the environment uses digital technologies. This change will affect our lives, and being industrial engineers, it will change our lateral field, and this is why my teammate will explain some examples of it.
What is digital era? We are currently living in an information age, or also called digital era, which is a period where a shift process occurs from industrial production to information and computerization based economy, changing the interactions between the population and the use of technology devices. In other words, it's the current era where digitalization is predominant, changing and regulating the behaviors, standards, and performances of the organizations and individuals. Digital technologies are still evolving and becoming more integrated into our professional lives, so it is very important to adapt to its thinking.
My name is Angel Salinas and I'm studying industrial engineering. If we take the manufacturing industry as an example, it has become best practice to virtually validate all process before physical implementation through using what is called the digital twin. Companies can plan assembly operations, robotic processes, logistics, and even ergonomic implications, or virtually with current technology. Planning these aspects virtually enables hundreds or even thousands of iterations to be analyzed in order to select the most optimum solution. This decreases risk as well as in identifying costly mistakes before they can occur. Looking at this aspect, it becomes apparent to this is exactly what industrial engineers are trained to do. Increase production, maintain quality, and decrease costs are some of the fundamental concepts which industrial engineers are taught and aim to implement once in industry.
My name is Patricia Carrillo and I study industrial engineering. Digitalization has had a huge impact in this area, since industrial engineers are responsible of optimizing production processes. An example where digitalization increases productivity and efficiency is the use of real-time demand and market information to improve batch management and product customization. Shell, a Netherlands-based oil and gas company, implemented a few years ago the use of data bricks, which capture streaming data to know demand in real time. Result, the company reduced production time, stock, and order time.
But how beneficial really are these digital developments? Here we take a look at the advantage and disadvantage of digital era. Advantage: the digital era brings all kind of information to our very fingertips. thanks to the centralization and accessibility of data. For example, people know really heavily on computers and mobile phones with internet, which give you an immediate answer to any question you might have. Another advantage it could be digitalization has also transformed our ability to communicate with numerous apps which allow us to send message to each or other immediately and in many different formats. For example, social media posts or doing a video call. Now we continue with disadvantage. The benefits of digitalization have a flip side. The centralization of control over our wealth and personal information means that we are pulling all our eggs in one basket. While technology eradicates human error, it's not immune to failure, so be relying on something that is not 100% reliable. We are running the risk of losing control of our assets. Handing control over also opens us up to digital crime like hackers, who have unknown destructive potential.
In conclusion, how do we learn to adapt and evolve a business to continue to grow in the digital age? In economy, this is so characterized and transformed by the successive waves of digital technologies. Now that challenge is fundamentally different, what we could call a digital transformation, from starting a new business to say we have a company that's already in existence and we need to transform. We need to figure out how do we move into this next future. It's not about what technology you are using and how do you deploy it and all those sort of aspects. The hard part is about the strategy, leadership, and new ways of thinking. And we look at this by looking at 5 broad domains of strategy. Every business has changed in the digital era, and we are playing by rules we don't even realize we learned. We have absorbed them, and that is shaping every business decision we make. And if we can learn to step back, relearn some of that thinking, any business can start to identify opportunities for growth and new value creation that are gonna move them beyond what they have done in the past and lead them to the next stage of digital growth for their company.